if you're not familiar with Maricopa, that's right off the 347. So you come into Maricopa right down here. This is pretty much the first neighborhood you see. So when you're pulling in, you'll see these palm trees. And this is the Rancho El Dorado that is the original. So there's a few variations of it. There's the Villages, Rancho El Dorado, there's the Duke Golf Course here. So you'll hear that a lot, but this is the original development. It was built just after the turn of the century. So you can see this beautiful entryway. They're taking awesome care of the grass and the grounds here. Maricopa, if you don't know, is about 20-25 minutes to the Chandler area. The nice thing about Maricopa, I think, is you're still only about 35 minutes from the airport. If you're gonna pick a town that is outside the main metro area, with Maricopa being 20-30 minutes outside of town, this is probably gonna be the place that you're gonna wanna look at. So they've done a really good job keeping it clean. When you first pull in, it looks really nice. So keep your eyes on Maricopa, but let's go skate Rancho El Dorado. Let's go skate it, come on. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention all the amenities. So this community was built around 2000, so all these amenities were not that common, which you really got to give them credit for it. So you've got this huge pond lake area with the fountains, these beautiful walking trails all over the place, a park with a playground, all this green space, basketball court, these ramadas, and there's a golf course on the other side of this pond. So they were very ahead of the curve. You saw a lot of that in 2005, 6, and 7 when there was more cash, there was more development happening. But these guys did a great job doing that early, so you got to give them credit. So those would be the main amenities that you'll see in Rancho El Dorado. Now the other El Dorados also have amenities as well that are separate, but for this first Rancho El Dorado, yeah, it just looks amazing and it's aged so well. So let's take a look at the neighborhoods here. So there's this main parkway and then all the neighborhoods are off of that. So one of the things that you're going to see is single story and double story. Really nice homes though. I mean, these look great for being built around 2000, and they've aged very well. So you can tell that the goal of the developer was to create a real high-end upscale community. And you can see that the HOA and the management and the community members have done a real good job maintaining that pride of ownership. And you don't see this in all the small towns, you know. So some of the small towns you go outside of major cities kind of look run down, you know. And you can find a couple neighborhoods in Maricopa that are like that, you know. But Rancho El Dorado is pristine. It is not one of those neighborhoods. And what's so cool is it's one of the earlier ones, and so they've really done a good job putting Maricopa on the map by putting quality over quantity, I would say. So the developers did a real good job there. And of course, it's trash day. It's always my goal with my videos to give you the feeling or the spirit of the neighborhood so you can see what it's actually going to be like, because anyone can make a photo look good and you can even make video look good, but I really just want to get, you know, I guess I was going to say boots on the ground, but skateboard wheels on the ground, and just give you something that you can't get from the MLS or Zillow, something that you can't get from Google Maps. Just get a real feel of what it's like to live here. And if these videos help do that for you, all I ask is a comment, a thank you, a like, or a subscribe, or all three if you are so thankful. I would appreciate that so much. So here we're just heading down the main parkway, the Rancho El Dorado Parkway. It's like the main road that goes through, and this takes us to the Duke Golf Course. So you see this golf course here, it's in beautiful shape, and I said earlier it's a public course, so this isn't private, so anyone in the community can come out here, but obviously the residents and neighbors make the most of it. I mean, you see these golf carts, you know, these folks all live nearby, so beautiful spot. And you know, it's one of those golf courses that's going to be one that you could regularly play at and not go broke. So here we are sneaking into another neighborhood. If any of these homes, if you want to see any of them, reach out. I'd love to show them to you. We can do it in person or virtually. There's been a lot of buyers over the last few years that have been buying sight unseen. Most of them are investors that have quite a bit of experience, but it happens, it's crazy. But yeah, pick out a real, like, before you decide on a realtor, like, talk to a few, right? Like, give me a call or give a few a call, and just make sure that they're putting your needs first. There's going to be a lot of people that tell you what you want to hear. There's a lot of realtors that made a lot of money the last 3 years, and man, it's dried up. And so whenever you have high amounts of profits, you can sometimes get some unsavory characters. So do your homework so you don't get stuck with some slime ball and that ends up just telling you what you want to hear and then really drops the ball and doesn't communicate and doesn't put your needs as a priority. So anyway, so here we are going through this neighborhood. You can see these are a little bit newer. So the trees are still 15, 20 years old. But my guess is that these look like they're, 04, 05, 06 developed. So you just kind of can pick that up a little bit from experience. One of the things too, I do have to mention is stucco siding, and it holds up really well in the sun. Doesn't do great in the Pacific Northwest, right? But it does really well down here where it's dry, and it can last a very, very long time. The only thing sometimes you see people do is they'll come in and patch it, and then so if you're looking at a house and it's looking a little weathered, really usually all it needs is some painting. So that's an easy fix. Look how green that looks. So a lot of the golf courses down here, especially the ones that are public, and maybe the non Scottsdale, the not very, I guess the less expensive golf courses, they'll kind of like their fairway brown. Not here. Rancho El Dorado keeps it real green. It looks beautiful every time I've seen it. So just a really fun place to live, a beautiful course. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and if there's anything you want to see, let's go look at it. Thanks. Take care.